Mr. Allen had some additional business. Mrs. Morris has some challenges with her throat, and as board secretary today, I will be conducting the meeting. So we'll get to the agenda here in just a second.
Pledge of allegiance.
Thanks, Mr. Lyles. Let's all stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Colette, can I get a roll call, please?
Commissioner Ola Morris.
Here.
Commissioner Maurice Mabon.
Present.
Commissioner Darnell Lyles.
Present.
Commissioner William Cook.
Present.
Attorney Jewel Harris Jr.
Present.
Interim Executive Director Brenda Scott Henry.
Here.
Finance Manager Jerome Foster.
Present.
And that's the end of roll call.
Okay, with 4 commissioners present, we do have a quorum. We will be conducting business. Let's move on to the certification. Prior to the start of the July 15th meeting, there was an executive session held. There was nothing discussed in the executive session that was not on the posted notice of the executive session, thereby complying with Indiana Section Code 5-14-1.5-6. No official actions were taken. Are there any commissioners who dissent to the certification? Hearing none, moving on to the minutes. Commissioner Morris, if you're unable to do the minutes, you want me to? Okay. Okay, I make a motion to accept the executive session and regular meetings of July 1, 2024. Is there a second?
Second.
It's been moved, properly second. Are there any discussions regarding the minutes? Hearing none, can I get a roll call?
Commissioner Cook.
Yes.
Commissioner Lyles.
Yes.
Commissioner Mabon.
Yes.
Commissioner Morris.
Yes.
The vote is 4 ayes, 0 noes.
4 and 0. The minutes are approved and accepted. Moving on to new business. Madam Executive Director.
For new business, we have payroll, and I'll defer to Jerome Foster.
Thank you. Make a motion to approve and ratify GSD payroll earnings for period ending June 3rd, 2024 through June 16th, 2024, in the amount of $256,551.11.
Okay, you've heard the reading. What's the pledge of the board?
Move for passage.
Is there a second?
I second it, Mr. Chair.
It's been moved, properly second. Get a roll call, Madam Secretary. I'm sorry, Colette.
Commissioner Cook.
Yes.
Commissioner Lyles.
Yes.
Commissioner Mabon.
Yes.
Commissioner Morris.
Yes.
The vote is 4 ayes, 0 noes.
With 4 ayes, 0 noes, 2.1 has been approved. Moving on to 2.2.
Item 2.2 is a motion to approve a GSD Resolution SD 24-04, authorizing the acquisition of trash collection trucks from Best Equipment for in-house collection and disposal of city municipal solid waste and recycling services. We have Reagan Hatcher here to provide an overview of this resolution.
Sure.
Okay.
Thank you, Mrs. Scott Henry.
Good afternoon, Board.
Good afternoon.
So this resolution is to authorize the purchase of 8 CDL garbage trucks, 1 non-CDL garbage truck, and 1 Peterson truck, which is the same as the grapple truck, to start the process of bringing trash collection back in-house from our current contract provider. This does not come along with any dollars. The current financing structure, we do not make any payment on any one of these trucks until July 2025. And each one of these trucks comes with its own preventive maintenance schedule that is provided by Best, along with its own warranty. So this is step one in beginning to bring trash in-house.
Thank you.
Is there any questions for Ms. Hatcher? Hearing none.
Thank you.
Thank you. What is the pleasure of the board?
Move for passage.
I second it, Mr. Chair.
It's been moved properly. Second, is there any discussions regarding Mrs. Hatcher's presentation?
Mr. President, if I could just add one thing for the record, that consistent with what Ms. Hatcher indicated to the board, in addition to that, this was procured pursuant to the authority in GSD under Indiana Code 5-22-13-7, which allows us to use a quantity purchase agreement. And specifically, the resolution that's before you for approval outlines what contract is being used for purposes of utilizing the QPA. And I just want the record to reflect that that's the vehicle by which we're acquiring these vehicles.
Okay. Is there any additional questions from any board members? Hearing none.
Commissioner Cook,
Yes.
Commissioner Lyles,
Yes.
Commissioner Maybon,
Yes.
Commissioner Morris.
Yes.
The vote is 4 ayes, 0 noes.
With 4 ayes, 0 noes, 2.2 has been approved, and we look forward to this taking effect in the near future. Moving on to 2.3.
Item 2.3 is a motion to bid award to Meyer Glaros Group to serve as insurance consultant and broker for the Gary Sanitary District for employee benefits as well as for corporate coverage. On April 2nd through April 15th, and then again from May 20th to May 24th, we requested quotes. We received 2 quotes, one from Haywood Flemings and Associates, the other from Meyer Glaros Group. After careful review by our internal insurance review committee, which comprised of our finance department and our HR department, the recommendation was to award a contract for insurance broker and consultant services to Meyer Glaros Group Insurance Company. I request approval from the Board of Commissioners.
Just had a question, Ms. Henry, before you go forward. Who is the Insurance Review Committee? That's in-house?
Yeah, that's just in-house. I asked Jerome Foster, which is our finance manager, as well as our HR director, who really oversees the insurances, make recommendations in terms of the insurances that we would like to have, and have input in terms of the coverage that we need for the organization. And then we, along with myself, reviewed those proposals and scored them, and then made a recommendation.
Okay. Is there any additional questions?
Yeah, I'd like to know what were some of the major factors that caused the decision to be made as it was.
Some of the factors.
Yes.
So we really had a score sheet, as you will, it's included in the packet, that we used to score. We asked for rates, we asked for, let me look in here.
I didn't see a score sheet when I read,
Not included in here?
There's some surveys.
We have a score, it's a part of the bid package is the, how we evaluate the proposals.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay.
So we look at adhere to mandatory requirements, we look at costs, we look at familiarity with the performance services for municipal entities, local entities, and then we look at minority business status.
Okay. Mr. Cook, you have any additional
No.
questions or concerns?
Good answers. I wanted to know that.
Okay.
And I can provide those to you. They were supposed to be included in the packet, so.
Okay. Okay. Can I get a motion, please? Is there a motion? Okay. Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, it's been moved, properly second. Any additional questions? Hearing none. Can I get a roll call, Ms. Ms. Lee?
Commissioner Cook,
Yes.
Commissioner Lyles,
Yes.
Commissioner Maybon,
Yes.
Commissioner Morris.
Yes.
The vote is 4 ayes, 0 noes.
Okay, with 4 ayes, 0 noes, 2.3 has been approved. Moving on to 2.4.
2.4 is a motion to award bid to Commonwealth Engineers, Inc., to provide engineering services to develop the Gary Sanitary District Combined Sewer Overflow and Long-Term Control Plan. This services include no modeling and will extend from the work that CDM Smith has already started, in the amount not to exceed $173,136. I recommend approval. Do you want me to give more overview of this?
Yeah, if you have more of an overview?
Yeah, so the Gary Sanitary District has been working on developing its long-term control plan for right now, like over 20 years. And we're at a point where we're meeting bi-weekly with the regulators, meaning Department of Justice, EPA, as well as IDEM. In those bi-weekly meetings, they asked us to provide for them, under this new administration, a timeline in which we can complete the long-term control plan. And they're really focused on us completing the long-term control plan as quickly as possible, based upon the information that we've already received. The previous long-term control plan proposals that were submitted to the Department of Justice were rejected. So, which resulted in us changing from one consulting going to another to get us over the hump and moving forward. We interviewed 6 engineering firms. We narrowed it down to 2 engineering firms, which was Commonwealth and Lockmuller Engineering. We asked them to provide us proposal on costs to move forward. The 2 options in terms of moving forward was to complete the long-term control plan as it is, or to recommend if we would like to have them review all of the data that we've had over the last 15, 20 years, and then provide us with alternatives for reaching the CSO reduction, reducing our CSO, combined sewer overflows, to 6 per year. And so as a result, we got 2 timelines. One, they are able to complete the long-term control plan once we issue the notice to proceed within 6 months at the $173,136. Or we can go with an alternative of a peer review with alternative assessments to help us reach that 6 or less CSOs annually at $443,396. So we are choosing to move forward with the 6 months and completing a long-term control plan.
Okay, are they here today?
Yes, they are
Are
here.
you here? So you've performed this work before? I'm sorry, you can, it's summertime, I'm just flowing in. I get it. Yeah.
Andrew Robarge, Commonwealth Engineers. Yes, we have performed this type of work in the past, sir, in multiple communities within Indiana. Commonwealth actually specializes in CSO-type work and in long-term control plans. It's something we're very familiar with, whether it be negotiations with IDEM or EPA, for that matter.
Okay. Is there any questions for Commonwealth?
What's the hourly rate? I'm looking at your task 3. Talk to the EPA and IDM or coordinate with them. It's 30,000 and you show it as hourly. What's the hourly rate?
So the hourly rate is just based on who the individual might be that we ask to meet with IDEM or EPA. Typically, it would probably be myself, but if we decide to bring others from the team in,
So
it
what's
would
the
be at their
range of
rate.
the hourly rate then?
So did we publish a table in there for you? If we didn't, we should have. Let me see.
Yeah, there seems to be, I think it's on the third page, Darnell.
The pages aren't numbered. What page, Mabel?
The third. No, it's not hourly, those are lump sum, but you're,
Yeah, there's hours that are broken down.
Yeah.
For each of the tasks. There's a little Excel table here. Typically, whenever we put together a proposal, we put together the hours that we estimate.
oh, okay.
I don't think they have that table.
They don't have this
I
table?
don't think so.
Okay.
I think it's a missing page.
Okay.
Wait a minute, maybe this was it. Is this the
That-
same
That
table?
might be what.
Yeah, it's the same table.
That's
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Man, that's so small.
Sorry about that. To answer your question, though, directly, there is a table of rates and the hourly rates. You can derive those from what's in that table. They're not directly listed there. We would anticipate that if this were approved, there would be a specific schedule of the rates for each individual with
Yeah,
the company.
there's no range of rates in what you.
Yeah, no, you'd have to derive them from the hours that are listed there to get to that rate, depending on the individual.
Okay.
But it will be,
I don't want to go on an Easter egg hunt when I read a document.
it,
You can't tell me off the top of your head the range of rates?
Could you provide us a schedule?
Yeah, can
For
you,
the
a
team?
contract will have all of the rates listed specifically for each individual.
Yeah, but you asked me to vote on a contract now, and I don't know the rates. So it's up to you.
well, I'm going to take a chance on it. Would you make sure you provide the executive director with
Yeah.
the rates?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
We will.
Is there any additional questions for Commonwealth Engineer? Hearing none. So what is the pleasure of the board?
I move for passage, Mr. Chair.
Second.
It's been moved, it's been properly second. Can I get a roll call, Ms. Lee?
Commissioner Cook,
Yes.
Commissioner Lyles,
Yes, subject to me getting the rates.
Commissioner Maybon,
Yes.
Commissioner Morris.
Yes.
The vote is 4 ayes, 0 noes.
Okay, with 4 ayes, 0 noes, we are, 2.4 has been approved, and
And that's subject to receival of the rates.
yes.
I'll make sure you get it.
Yeah, there would be insert. All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Sure. Moving on to 2.5.
2.5 is a motion to purchase the annual software volume licensing for computers and servers from Insight Public Sector in an amount not to exceed actually, it should be more, $86,785.53. So I think that in the resolution that we're looking for, that we don't have it,
It's not attached.
I don't see it.
Yeah, I think it's just going to be by motion.
By motion, well, we need to modify the motion to say that this is a 3-year agreement for our Microsoft software. So it started, and I need to ratify that as well, because it started in 2023, 2024, and 2025. It's a 3-year agreement, and we needed to make sure that all 3 years was included, so that we don't have to come to the board each year to ask for approval.
So just to make it a little simpler, and that's the reason the resolution isn't there, this motion is just to authorize the purchase. We'll present to the board the actual agreement that they'll sign off on for whatever term
Okay.
it is that you need. So it'll be a 2-step process.
Okay.
So for today,
I thought it was software and computers.
It is, so, but it's a It's software and computers, but we have a 3-year agreement with it. And that's
So
what I was
we've already gotten the software and the computers already.
We did it last year, this year payment. So I thought it was important to bring it before the board so that, because it's above that threshold.
What I would suggest is that the motion be to approve and ratify the purchase.
Okay.
And then we'll bring before you separately the actual contract, which will have the 3-year license agreement or whatever terms that have been negotiated by
Okay,
staff.
thank you.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. So what we're asking today is just to approve this agreement to move forward with the purchase of software for computers and the server for 2024.
Okay. Well, you've heard the overview. What is the pleasure of the board?
Move for passage. Approve and ratify the purchase.
Yes.
Is there a second?
I second it, Mr. Chair.
It's been moved, properly second. Are there any additional questions? Hearing none. Can I get a roll call?
Commissioner Cook?
Yes,
Commissioner Lyles?
Yes.
Commissioner Maybon?
Yes.
Commissioner Morris?
Yes.
The vote is 4 ayes, 0 noes.
Okay, with 4 ayes, 0 noes, it has been approved and ratified. Okay, moving on to claims.
Thank you. I make a motion to approve and ratify GSD claim number 1795 through 1842 in the amount of $211,249.62.
Are there any questions regarding claims?
Mr. Foster, it seems like, are the claims a little low?
Yes, claims are low. Basically, it's more of the timing. Most of our bills come in, like example, our insurance came in on the 10th. This is prepared. We're getting our bigger bills such as our lights and electricity comes in later on in the month. So, and plus this is our second board meeting. Our first board meeting was July 1. And so, the next one is going to be pretty big, so.
And that could be attributed to reducing waste.
Oh.
There's a lot of
Yes.
costs that we don't incur, that we incurred before.
Good work.
Okay.
Is there any additional questions regarding claims? Hearing none, what is the pleasure of the board?
Move for passage.
I second it.
It's been moved, properly second. Are there any discussions regarding claims? Hearing none. Any roll call, Ms. Lee?
Commissioner Cook?
Yes,
Commissioner Lyles?
Yes.
Commissioner Maybon?
Yes.
Commissioner Morris?
Yes.
The vote is 4 ayes, 0 noes.
With 4 ayes, 0 noes, claims have been approved. We're moving on to informational updates.
Me too.
Plan activities, Mr. Cola?
You may still be. Great.
Yeah, good afternoon, board. Included in your packet, I have my progress reports. I'm just going to give the summary. Yeah, we are looking into how to cut costs, chemical costs for plant process. One of the areas where we just got a response is for hypochlorites. And hypochlorites right now, they are billing us for $1.88 per gallon, but we are being offered $1.80 per gallon, which is a reduction of 8 cents per gallon. So I'm already forwarding that to Brenda, the executive director, for approval and recommendation to the board. We repaired about four tanks The last period between the last board meeting and then this meeting, we repaired 4 clarifiers, we call it tanks. And one of the tanks, primary tank number 10, we completely gutted the tank, and then we did some fabrications, and then everything was done in-house, and the tank is back online. We are also making some improvements to the process in the plant just to prevent TSS. We are working on the digesters. As we speak, we're working on digester number 4. Pumping it down and to repair it to be able to put it back online. In the area of collections and sewer, we are responding to customer complaints promptly regarding flooding and other sewer-related issues. I just want to thank the board for just approving the selection of the engineering firm to work with us to develop the long-term control plan and come up with engineers. I think that's all I'll have. And just answer the questions that the board may want to ask.
Just add, in our recent meeting with the regulators, I just said regulators because it's 3, we were asked to pull together a report on the digesters and what we need to do improvement immediately and then maybe long-term. COLA prepared that document. We were able to submit it. We're looking at about doing those repairs definitely as much as we can in-house. And we will this year, right? We'll complete that this year, and that's about 1.6 million.
Yeah, they're about 1.6 million.
About $1.6 million. So doing it in-house, it'll save us significantly if we had outsourced that work. So Cola and his department and the tech team are doing an excellent job at bringing equipment processes up to snuff so that we can be more efficient in terms of operating the plant. So I want to thank him for that.
I have a question. In your report at number 3, it says primary number 9 is out of service, scheduled for repair. It is in very bad condition. What's that mean, Cole? I mean, how bad is it?
It's really terribly bad in terms of if I want to go technical, you guys will not understand what it is, but the thing is that it's just a tank. It's not doing what it's supposed to be doing.
So is it so bad that we need to just replace it?
We're not replacing the tank, we're replacing all the components that, yeah.
So all the complements, the guts, let's say, they need to be replaced?
Everything needs to be gutted out and then replaced, yes.
Okay, so how long is that going to take to get done?
The pleasure of the board, the board approved some of the items that will be needed, to put the tanks back online. I think the last 2 board meetings, it was approved. I think about $200 and something thousand. And then we are trying to see what we can do in-house to save costs in terms of reuse some of the parts that we can salvage. And then we just need to buy more, then I will come before the board to ask for more. But in terms of labor, everything, we want to do everything in-house to save costs. We're saving millions of dollars in doing it in-house.
Yeah, I hear the save cost part.
Yeah.
When do you think it'll be done?
The timeline, sorry that I didn't answer that part. We are looking into maybe this is July, August, September, October. By October, we should be back online.
Okay.
I have one question for you, Mr. Cola. It's regarding the hyperchloride chemical pricing. What is the procurement process? I know normally we would bid that out, and I noticed we've got a reduction in price from 188 to 180 for the next 2 years. Was this bidded out?
It was built last year under the previous administration, and then that was the lowest bidder, lowest responsible
The
bidder.
lowest responsible bidder is able to reduce it by 8 cents?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Reductions are really good.
Yeah, okay. Is there any additional questions for Mr. Cola?
I don't have any more.
Thank you, sir,
Okay.
and thanks for your effort. Next would be construction activities.
Good morning, Board.
Morning,
Just going to provide a quick overview of the current ongoing major construction projects. First one being the grid improvements project. Again, this is still in litigation with the Army Corps of Engineers and the contractor who was awarded the project. I haven't received any updates from them, so I'm on standby for now. But that project is completed and the equipment is up and running. The 27 Chase Street Pump Station Force Main Replacement Project, Grimmer Construction has installed the 245s, and they are now headed northbound on Chase Street towards 23rd Avenue. They're estimating to put in what they call 3 sticks a day, so still 3 sections of pipe. And that project is moving forward. For the 27th Chase Street bar screen replacement project, both bar screens are in place. We're just installing some electrical equipment, some level measuring devices. The manufacturer should be on site this week to do the startup and testing of the equipment, and hopefully we can get these bar screens online quickly. And the last project I have is the Lake Street Drainage Improvements Project. This is from 3rd Avenue going down to the lake, towards Lake Street Beach parking lot. They're currently doing hardscape and it's going to start working on 3rd Avenue intersection to make that nice and smooth. But once the air show is over, they will be moving north of Hemlock, installing all the drainage infrastructure.
How far would that northbound work proceed? Will it go past that bridge, up to the bridge?
Yeah, there are some drainage infrastructure going in north of the lagoons, pretty much from Juniper towards the Armory.
Okay.
How much longer will the people off of Chase Street be inconvenienced with the streets being cut off? Yeah?
Well, they're right in the middle of the intersection now, so if they're doing 3 sticks a day, they should have that. I have to check the detour if they're going to have that closed the whole time, but they should be past that intersection and might be able to open 25th Avenue up.
Okay.
But the force main is in the middle of Chase Street, so they will have Chase Street closed.
Okay. Is there any questions for?
I just want to ask again, I want to confirm, can you still drive up north on Lake Street from 3rd Avenue all the way to the beach or no?
No, last time I checked, you can drive up to Birch and then have to go to Grant Boulevard to Hemlock.
Okay.
Let me say this. I've been going that way. You can go all the way through up to, actually to the lake. I've done it several times.
Yeah, but you shouldn't be violating the construction code.
Well, and there's the access to the apartments and the houses on Lake Street, and that section is open for the residents.
Access it.
Well, like you say, you have.
And I believe the second lift of asphalt should be being installed shortly in that section.
Okay.
There is a tremendous, I shouldn't say tremendous, but there's a considerable elevation at Hemlock from where the street gets right up to that. Are they going to smooth that out? Or will that be a hill of sorts or just what?
No, it will get smoothed out. It was like a full depth reclamation of the asphalt, so they're putting in like 2 feet of stone, then the 3.5 inch of binder course for the asphalt, and then an intermediate course and a surface course.
Okay.
So it will be
A smooth.
somewhat level. Go up by the hill south of Hemlock, it's high and it comes down, and it will level out at Hemlock.
Okay, all right. Thank you.
I've got a quick question, Eric. Will Lake Street be open by the air show on August 17th and 18th?
Lake Street will be fully open during their air show weekend. They're waiting till the air show's over with, and they're going to start a detour on Henry Street, I believe it is.
What
So-
about the previous weekend? That's the Chicago Air Show, and people, come on the beach to look at those planes too. Previous weekend, will it be open or no?
The proceeding weekend, the 24th?
No.
The preceding week.
The previous weekend to the Gary Air Show. Chicago was the 10th
Oh.
and the 11th. So these planes come here.
Yeah, it should be open. They're going to start the detour after the Gary Air Show, so if it's before it, it should be fine.
Okay.
Unless John has,
Third Avenue could potentially be closed still. It'll be in Third starting next Monday, and it'll be open for sure before the air show. There's a possibility it'd be the week preceding, because there's not a lot of work there, but they're trying to get that intersection open, so then we could have everything open for the air show on the 17th. So, once they get into the intersection, we'll have a better idea on timing.
Okay.
But there's not a lot of work there.
All right, great. So we look forward to that. Thank you, Mr. Thompson.
thank you.
Thank you. Moving on to American Structure Point.
Good afternoon, Board. John Tucker, Structure Point. Our only sanitary-related construction project we have is, as Mr. Togg mentioned, 27 Chase Force Main. Contractor is proceeding work heading north on Chase Street. So he kind of took all the update for that project. If there's anything else on that one, and I will have an update on Lake Street further too, but since I'm here, if there's any other further questions, I'd be more than happy to answer as well.
Is there any questions for Mr. Tucker? Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Moving on to discussions, is there anything any commissioners would like to discuss at this point in time?
Commissioner, that's nothing I just want to add something on to the superintendent's report. That we submitted a proposal to the Indiana Finance Authority for $14.4 million to complete 4 projects that will help us to reduce CSOs. And I'm just kind of elated to announce that we did receive that information. We did receive an offer to receive those funds. And I'll bring it to you before you, but I have some additional information I need to pull together. But COLA and myself and CDM Smith have just pulled that application together. And it's to help us with the 27th and Chase projects, as well as what in Clay? And 15th in Clay.
Okay. Okay. And I also want to say, just give out, there's been a lot of work done in the dark. And when I say in the dark, I'm talking about in the basement. Ms. Hatcher and Reagan and Rachel, the work that was done on this garbage contract, you need to be applauded for that. That's a lot of work.
Yeah.
And I know sometimes it seems like the board hasn't been apprised of certain things, and we weren't instrumental, but the work was going on, and like Ms. Morris said, we don't like to get involved in the micromanaging part of it. So when you submit it to us, and we reviewed some things this morning, and we were very impressed with just the turnaround, just to take something that was eliminated and bring it back to fruition. So just want to thank you, and I know you don't get too many thank you,
Very commendable
but
for the work that they've
an
done.
outstanding job.
Yes.
And, thank you.
Thank you.
Is there any request to speak?
No, sir.
Okay, hearing none, can I get a motion to adjourn this meeting?
So moved, Mr. Chair.
Second.
It's been moved, and second, we are adjourned. We're going to take about district meeting on Monday, July 15, 2024. Can I get a roll call?
Director Ola Morris. Here. Director Maurice Mabon.
Present.
Director Darnell Lyles.
Present.
Director William Cook.
Present.
Attorney Jewel Harris Jr.
Present?
Interim Executive Director Brenda Scott Henry.
Here.
Finance Manager Jerome Foster.
Present.
And that's the end of roll call.
Okay, with 4 commissioners present, we do have a quorum to conduct business. Moving on to certification, there was no certification necessary for Stormwater Management District because there was nothing discussed in executive session that had any effect on stormwater. So we're moving on from certification to the minutes. I guess I will make a motion to accept the regular meeting minutes of July 1, 2024. Can I get a second?
I second it.
It's been moved, properly second. Roll call, please.
Director Cook?
Yes.
Director Lyles?
Yes.
Director Maybon?
Yes.
Director Morris?
Yes.
The vote is 4 ayes, 0 noes.
With 4 ayes, 0 noes, the minutes have been approved. And just briefly speaking, is the air conditioning on in here?
It's really warm.
Beg your pardon?
I just say it's really warm.
Do we control that, or?
I'll call maintenance. I turned it low when I came
Well,
in.
don't worry about it. We'll get out quick.
Okay.
It's 75 degrees.
Moving on to new business. Director Henry?
For item 2.1, I'll defer to Jerome Foster, our finance manager.
Thank you. I make a motion to approve and ratify GSW MD payroll earnings for period ending June 3rd, 2024 through June 16th, 2024, in the amount of $7,190.25.
Okay, you've heard the motion. What is the pleasure of the board?
Move for passage.
Second.
It's been moved, properly second. Are there any discussions regarding 2.1? Hearing none, can I get a roll call, please?
Director Cook?
Yes.
Director Lyles?
Yes.
Director Maybon?
Yes.
Director Morris?
Yes.
The vote is 4 ayes, 0 noes.
With 4 ayes, 0 noes, 2.1 has been approved. Moving on to 2.2.
Item 2.2 is a motion to award a bid to Myers Glaros Group to serve as insurance consultant and broker for the Gary Stormwater Management District. As I mentioned in the the Sanitary District meeting, we issued a bid, a request for proposal in April and then again in May. The bids came in for Haywood and Fleming and Associate and Meyer Glaros Group. After the opening of the bid, it was assigned to staff to review those proposals. We pulled together an insurance group, which comprised of Jerome Foster and Kara Burns and myself, who reviewed those proposals, scored, and we recommend that the water contract is issued to Myers and Glaros.
Okay, Commissioners, you've heard the overview. What is the pleasure of the board?
Move for passage, Mr. Chair.
Second.
It's been moved, properly second. Are there any questions? Can I get a roll call, Ms. Lee?
Director Cook?
Yes.
Director Lyles?
Yes.
Director Maybon?
Yes.
Director Morris?
Yes.
The vote is 4 ayes and 0 noes, I'm sorry.
Okay, with 4 ayes and 0 noes, 2.2 has been approved. Moving on to claims.
I make a motion to approve and ratify GSW MD claim numbers 94 through 98 in the amount of $7,170.49.
You've heard the overview. What is the pleasure of the board?
Move for passage.
I second it.
It's been moved. It's been properly second. 3.1 has been approved. We're moving on to informational updates. I'm sorry. Just a second, please. I'm sorry. I don't think we did a roll call on that.
No, we didn't. Okay.
Sure.
Director Cook?
Yes.
Director Lyles?
Yes.
Director Maybon?
Yes.
Director Morris?
Yes.
The vote is 4 ayes, 0 noes.
With 4 ayes, 0 noes, 3.1 has been approved. It must be getting a little warmer in here. Okay, moving on to information updates. Ms. Brenda Scott Henry?
For the MS4 monthly meeting was held on July 8th. where we review, as you will see in your board package, that we have reports for each of the MCMs, 1 through 6. Just wanted to bring some emphasis to us participating. Well, let me start with the street sweeping a little bit first. So we are actively doing street sweeping, and you'll see that on the last page of the report, and doing catch basin cleaning. We've also begun to issue wet weather advisories. You remember just a couple of weeks ago, Hurricane Beryl was coming through this way. We were anticipated to get a whole lot of rain. Thankfully, that didn't happen. But one of the things the city asked us to do was to prepare a public document that we could share on our website as well as with the city that asks citizens to do certain things, like if on your block the inlet drain is covered, please remove the debris from the inlet for the first 30 minutes, and then that would allow the stormwater to drain properly and reduce street flooding, and things like that we issue to the public. So additionally, we participated, the Gary Stormwater Management District, as well as the Sanitary District, participated in the Independence Day Parade. Actually, one of the better parades that we've had. They keep evolving each year. I mean, we started at 6:00 p.m. and well after 8:30 that event was still going on. We had a series of activities in the parade, included a float that had our eco home featured, that had solar panels, rain barrels, rain gardens and educational materials that we passed out during the parade. And our summer interns, and I just have to give kudos to our maintenance department who did a yeoman's job in terms of pulling all of that, all of those, the float together, the dually truck decorating. Our interns helped with decorating and as well as participating in the parade. So I want to thank our team, our staff, for their involvement in prepping us for the parade. And they are anxiously awaiting to see what place we get from the parade. Just a couple of weeks ago, we met with the mayor, our sustainability and our environmental and sustainability advisory council kicked off our meeting. Mrs. Morris is a part of our community ambassadors program where we're doing outreach, getting the word out about our climate resilience, getting word out about the Solar for All initiative that we have coming up next year. But we had an opportunity to partner with Urban Efficiency, which is a technical assistance resource from EPA that is guiding us through a process to create a framework for the Sustainability Advisory Council. A very engaging event. By the end of this, well, we're already past the 60-day, but at the end of 90 days, we would have formalized that Sustainability Commission, have a framework for them to move forward with implementing some projects that we have on the ground that were identified in both the climate action plan as well as the climate resilience plan. What else I want to mention? So we have a lot of demolition that is getting ready to occur, and one of the things that we do with construction activities is do the permitting for stormwater as well as conduct the environmental reviews to ensure that there's no type of contaminants or pollutants that are going into our storm drain. So we have this, the Indiana Brownfield Program gave us a grant. It's called CWAG. And what they do is we meet on a regular basis to review projects that are key to the city in terms of removing the blight. They give us the funds to do phase 1 and phase 2 environmental assessments. And after we complete those assessments, the information goes on to Eric Tonkin is to the engineering team to review the stormwater application. And that definitely ensures us from keeping pollution into the drain because they have to have a stormwater pollution prevention plan. So that, we got a lot of work going on there. I know that we have a pipeline of projects that are on our list, and we'll continue to do that work to reduce pollution. I think that's all I have. If you have any questions, I'll be happy to respond.
I just have one question. Are we doing any E. coli work out at the beach?
Yes, Bob Theodora is, we received a grant from IDEM for beach monitoring for 2 locations, actually. One is in the city of Gary, Lake Street and Marquette, and he does it also for Beverly Shores. Is that right? Beverly Shores. And if you look on our social media page and the city's social media page, you'll see that we produce those reports on a daily basis. Rachel helps us to get the word out for us, but the public will know when it's safe to swim and when it's not safe to swim.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is there any questions for Ms. Brenda Scott Henry? Hearing none, thank you.
Okay. Thank
Next,
you.
American Structure Point.
Afternoon, Directors. John Tucker, Structure Point. Here to give an update on our Lake Street drainage project. Since the last board meeting, we have paved between Cypress and Hemlock all the way up to the final surface course. That final one won't happen until later on, once we get all the other ancillary construction done. Next couple weeks, they'll continue doing sidewalk, all the hardscape prep work. Concrete crews is anticipated to be back on site later this week. We'll also have some lighting, electrical work, conduit, and everything laid underneath the sidewalk will begin this week as well. So the next couple weeks, we will be closing the 3rd Avenue intersection starting next Monday, and then be slated to be open before the air show. So at that time, that's kind of the progress right now. To answer a couple questions from earlier, the Hemlock intersection, it is higher right now, but that whole intersection itself is lowered. So that's why you see the new construction right now being at a lower elevation than the roadway it is. So once we do get into the work north of Hemlock, you'll start seeing that intersection take some shape from where it is now. I think that was it. And then as of right now, with the closure next week, the latest update for the national parks is they will be setting their pedestrian bridge later this week. So that is what we are waiting for before moving into 3rd Avenue. That is all I have right now. If there's any questions, I'd be happy to answer.
Are there any questions for John Tucker? Thank you.
Thank you.
Next, Robinson Engineering.
Good afternoon, Directors. Ron Smith with Robinson Engineering. Just a couple of updates today. The City of Gary will be moving forward with the CCMG, that's the Community Crossings Grant Matching Project. We are in coordination with the Stormwater District for this project. I will be sending the engineering department the final list of streets. As part of that project, the contractor will be responsible for any manhole or drainage structure reconstructions or adjustments. So we will be having a pre-construction meeting, and we will definitely pass that information along to the engineering department to make sure that they will be in attendance for that. So we want to make sure that all information is coming across the district. So final item I have is the Lake Street Bridge number 243. The bridge is in substantial completion. Both lanes of traffic are open. We are looking for a plan to address the question that came up at a couple of meetings with some of the stone that's out there on how we can feasibly secure that, so that way people won't walk past and pick up the rocks or throw them or just take them. There are just several pieces of guardrail that are on back order that need to be installed, and other than that, and some punch list items, and the project will be 100% completed. So I will entertain any questions that the directors may have this afternoon.
Is there any questions for Mr. Smith?
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Moving on to discussions, is there anything any commissioners would like to discuss at this point in time? Hearing none. Are there any requests to speak?
No, sir.
Okay, well, can I get a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Is there a second?
I second it.
We are adjourned, and thank you for your participation today. And summer is quick around here, so get out and enjoy it, all right?